Imagine two men, both 63. One rises from a chair slowly. He reaches for the armrest, steadies himself, and takes a few careful steps. The other stands up smoothly, walks with confidence, and moves through the room without hesitation. Same age, different strength, different balance, different confidence. So what separates them? It is not simply age. Age does change the body. Muscles can become weaker, balance may decline, joints may feel stiffer, and recovery can take longer. But the speed and degree of decline are not the same for everyone. Many important abilities can still be maintained, and some can be improved later in life. In this video, we will look at 7 simple abilities that may tell you about your strength, mobility, brain health, emotional resilience, and independence after 60. These are not medical diagnoses. They are signs that can help you notice where you are doing well and where your body may need more attention. Stay with me, because one of the later signs has nothing to do with muscles or walking, yet it may say a great deal about how well you are aging. Let us begin with the first one, the rising test. If you feel safe doing this, notice how easily you can rise from a chair without pushing strongly with your hands. Do not force it. If you have major balance problems, severe joint pain, dizziness, or a history of falls, stay near something stable and do not try this alone. Now ask yourself, can you stand up smoothly using mainly your legs? This movement depends on several things working together. The strength of your thighs and hips, your balance, your coordination, and your ability to control your body weight. Why does that matter? Because standing up is part of everyday independence. You do it when you get out of bed, rise from the dining chair, use the toilet, get out of a car, or stand after sitting with family. Research has linked better lower body strength and physical function with better mobility and independence as people get older. If standing up has become more difficult, do not treat it as a final verdict on your age. Start gently. Practice rising from a firm chair a few times, using support if needed. Move slowly. Build confidence first. Your goal is not to prove anything. Your goal is to protect the strength that helps you live on your own terms. But standing up is only the beginning. Once you are on your feet, the next question is how well you can keep moving. Marker number 2, the walking test. Can you still walk for around 30 minutes at a comfortable pace without needing to stop because of severe joint pain, unusual breathlessness, or overwhelming fatigue? Not running, not hiking, just walking. Walking may look simple, but it requires your heart, lungs, muscles, joints, balance, and nervous system to work together. And after 60, that matters enormously. Because walking is not only exercise, walking is independence. It is being able to go to the market without worrying about every step. It is walking through a railway station or airport when you travel. It is visiting family, going to a place of worship, taking your grandchildren outside, or simply moving around your neighborhood without depending on someone else. Research has consistently linked regular physical activity, including walking, with better cardiovascular health, mobility, and physical function as people get older. But many people enter a difficult cycle. Their knees begin to ache, they feel slightly weaker, so they walk less. Then, because they are moving less, their leg muscles may become weaker and their endurance can fall further. Over time, even ordinary distances begin to feel more difficult. This does not mean you should ignore pain. New, severe, or worsening joint pain should be properly assessed. But complete inactivity is rarely the answer. If 30 minutes feels too difficult, start with 10. If 10 is too much, begin with 5. Choose a safe, level surface. Wear supportive footwear. Increase gradually. The aim is not speed. The aim is to keep your body capable of carrying you through your own life. Now, the third marker changes direction completely. It has nothing to do with how strong your legs are. Marker number 3, the purpose test. When you wake up in the morning, is there still something you look forward to? A person you want to see, a responsibility that matters to you, a small project, a garden, a book, a family gathering, something that gives your day direction. A sense of purpose may sound less important than blood pressure or muscle strength, but research has associated a stronger sense of purpose with better well-being and healthier aging. Part of the reason may be simple. People who feel connected to meaningful activities may be more likely to stay active, maintain relationships, follow routines, and take better care of themselves. Purpose does not have to mean a major achievement. After 60, it can be very ordinary. Helping your family, learning something new, meeting a friend, preparing a meal for someone you care about, taking responsibility for your own health. If your days have started to feel empty, do not immediately conclude that this is simply what aging looks like. Start with one thing. Choose one activity this week that gives you a reason to get up, move, think, or connect. Because healthy aging is not only about adding years to life, it is also about keeping enough strength, direction, and confidence to remain involved in the life you still have ahead. Purpose gives you a reason to keep moving. But the next marker asks whether your body still has the physical power to do what your mind wants it to do. Marker number 4, the grip and carry test. Think about an ordinary day. Can you still carry 2 reasonably filled shopping bags for a short distance without your hands giving up, your arms shaking badly, or your body feeling completely exhausted afterwards? This is not a formal medical grip strength test, but it can give you a practical sense of how well your hands, arms, shoulders, and upper body are coping with everyday demands. Grip strength has been widely studied in older adults. Research has linked weaker grip strength with poorer physical function, greater disability risk, and worse health outcomes. But what matters to you is much more practical. Strong enough hands help you open containers, carry groceries, hold a railing, lift household items, use tools, and support yourself during everyday movements. These are small actions until you begin losing them. Then suddenly, independence becomes more difficult. If carrying bags feels harder than it used to, do not begin with something heavy. Start safely. Carry a light bag for a short distance. Use a softball or rolled towel for gentle squeezing. And include simple resistance exercises for your arms and shoulders if they are appropriate for you. Strength can often be improved with regular training, even later in life. Now let us move from your hands to something you cannot see. Your brain. Marker number 5. The memory and learning test. Ask yourself this. Are you still able to learn something new and remember enough of it to use later? Perhaps it is the name of a new neighbor, a new phone feature, directions to a place you have recently visited, or something your grandchild explained to you. Occasionally, forgetting a name or misplacing an item can happen as people get older. One small lapse does not mean you have a disease. What matters more is the pattern. Are memory problems becoming more frequent? Are you repeating the same questions? Forgetting important appointments? Getting confused in familiar places? Or struggling with tasks that were previously easy? New or worsening memory changes deserve a medical checkup. But there are also everyday habits that may support brain health. Regular physical activity, good quality sleep, social interaction, learning, and keeping your mind actively engaged rather than allowing every day to become exactly the same. Your brain still needs challenge after 60. Read something unfamiliar. Learn a new skill. Have meaningful conversations. Try to remember information instead of immediately reaching for your phone. Small mental challenges can help keep your mind engaged. And remember, memory is not only about remembering names. It helps you manage medicines, appointments, money, travel, conversations, and decisions. In other words, it supports independence. If you find this useful, subscribe to Senior Health for more practical guidance on staying strong and independent after 60. Because the next marker is not about muscles or memory. It is about what happens when life becomes difficult and whether you can remain steady when your emotions are tested. The next marker is not something you can measure with a stopwatch or a weighing scale, but it can affect your sleep, your relationships, your confidence, and the way you handle everyday life. Marker number 6, the Composure Test. Think about the last difficult conversation you had. Someone disagreed with you. A family member disappointed you. You received news you did not like, or something did not go according to plan. Were you able to stay calm enough to listen, think, and respond without completely shutting down or losing control? This does not mean you should never feel angry, worried, or frustrated. Those emotions are normal. The real question is whether your emotions control you or whether you can recognize them and respond with some balance. As you get older, emotional strength becomes increasingly important. Long-term stress has been associated with poorer sleep, higher blood pressure, and worse overall well-being. And when stress becomes constant, it can also affect relationships and the daily routines that support good health. Emotional strength is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about being able to stay present when something is uncomfortable. If you notice that you react very quickly, try one simple habit. Pause before you answer. Take a slow breath in, then breathe out slowly. Give yourself a few seconds before speaking. It sounds simple, but that small pause can create enough space to choose your response instead of reacting automatically. Now we come to the seventh and final marker, and this one may surprise you. Marker number 7, the connection test. Do you still have people you speak to regularly? Not only people who live in the same house, people with whom you genuinely talk, someone you can laugh with, someone you can ask for help, someone who would notice if you suddenly stopped calling. Social connection is not simply about having a busy social life. It is about feeling that you still belong somewhere. Research has linked social isolation and loneliness with poorer health outcomes in older adults. Good relationships may support emotional well-being, encourage healthier routines, and give people more reasons to remain active and involved in daily life. And this matters greatly after 60, because independence does not mean doing everything alone. It means having enough strength and confidence to manage your life while still being connected to the people who matter. If your social world has become smaller, start with one small step. Call an old friend, sit with a neighbor, join a local group, spend real time with family without a television or phone taking over the conversation. One meaningful connection can be more valuable than many shallow ones. If you are still with me, type Stronger in the comments, because these 7 markers are not a score that decides your future. In the final part, we will bring them together and turn them into a simple plan you can begin using to protect your strength, independence, and confidence after 60. Now bring all 7 markers together: the rising test, the walking test, the purpose test, the grip and carry test, the memory and learning test, the composure test, and the connection test. You do not need to perform perfectly in every one of them. These are not medical diagnoses, and they are not a score that decides how well you will age. They are simply useful signs that can help you notice where you are doing well and where your body or mind may need more attention. If one marker feels difficult, do not turn that into a judgment about your age. Age does change the body, but many important abilities can still be supported with regular movement, strength training, good sleep, meaningful activity, and social connection. So what should you do next? Start with 4 simple steps. First, keep walking. Choose a distance and pace that feels safe. If 30 minutes is too much, begin with 10 or even 5. Build gradually. Second, protect your strength. Practice rising from a firm chair. Use light resistance exercises that feel safe for you. Start slowly and use support when needed. You are not trying to prove how strong you are. You are training the muscles that help you remain independent. Third, keep your brain active. Read regularly. Learn something new. Have meaningful conversations. Give your mind opportunities to stay curious and engaged. Fourth, stay connected. Call someone. Meet a friend. Spend meaningful time with family. Keep a reason to participate in life. And pay attention to important changes. If you develop sudden weakness, chest pain, severe breathlessness, repeated falls, major changes in walking, unexplained weight loss, severe fatigue, or new and worsening memory problems, do not simply assume it is part of getting older. Get it checked. A medical checkup can help identify whether something needs treatment or further assessment. The goal after 60 is not to compete with the person you were at 30. The goal is to protect the abilities that allow you to move, think, decide, connect, and care for yourself. If this video helped you, give it a like and share it with someone over 60 who may benefit from it. Growing older does not mean quietly giving up the abilities that make life your own. Protect your strength, protect your independence, protect your confidence, and keep building a life you still want to be part of.